Hey everyone, and welcome to Razor's Edge. Today we're looking at Survive the Fall. The game starts out with a prologue, which basically explains the factions, so the different factions in the game, and then there's you. Once you've set up the game, the first thing you're going to do is presented with a hunting trip, which basically runs through, it's a tutorial to explain how the functionality of the game works. Each tutorial is brought up as a pop-up which you can open or close and shows you the actions that you're to perform and what keys or buttons on a controller are going to be used to complete each step as it teaches you the game. Each member of the team has a window basically for inventory and supplies, and basic stats for each of those can be hovered over. There is a team loot which is shared between the party. Under tactics, you can set what stance or team behavior you want each of these members of your party to carry out, whether it's aggressive, neutral stance, the type of weapon priority, whether it's melee or ranged, and the target priority. The green mist is something that's actually covered in the prologue, and you're going to see some at the beginning of the game as you do the original tutorial. Each team member can carry out a separate task just by assigning them to the particular task you want them to do, and then they'll all reform up at the end. Use each of your team's abilities, such as tracking, to help follow items that you're looking for in a hunt or an objective. You can play anyone in the team just by hitting the tab key. You can switch it and control each one of the team. You can split them up or you can regroup. If you follow the tutorial correctly and you unlock one of the locked containers, you'll actually have access to a map. By hitting the action move, you can actually freeze time and plan out your move by selecting on what the actual person is going to do. And then execute the move. Which can be quite useful in combat such as this. After the hunt, you're going to be presented with the destruction that was left behind of the base camp. And now it's our job to rebuild the base camp using all the multifunction command issuing that we've learned along the way through the tutorial. And as you can see, there are several, but there are plenty of tutorials to lead you along the way as we rebuild our base camp using what resources we have and collect what we don't. So after we issue commands to all of our available crew, aside from the one that's recovering from wounds, everybody's working on their particular projects. They automatically go out and get what they need. You can zoom in, zoom out, rotate. The Alt key actually shows you additional stats on all of your camp members, and then also note that you can freeze time using this button and play, and you can fast forward. So a lot of features at your hand here. Just a rundown of your camp summary menu. These are all the items that we have in our camp. You can filter those out by guns, ammunition, armor, camp, various different screens, medical supplies. Settlers shows you a detailed view of each of your settlers that we have available to us right now. Journal gives us an overall view of our objectives. These are the different factions that we've discovered. So far, we've met the sighted, who raided our village. These are structures, also unlockable as you progress through the game. And then a technology tree. Then finally the notebook, which is just a summary of all your dialogue. Crafting in the workbench is quite simple. You basically click on the item that you want to make, how many you want to make, and then just click the craft button. And they'll automatically start to work on whoever you assigned that task to create that many planks to continue our construction. Research is done by unlocking blueprints and items through the research bench, which you assign one resource. Research can only be used once per item. There is an autosave. You can save at any point in time in the game. I highly recommend doing this quite frequently. So as you gain resources and your team starts to build out, collect resources, you can build. And we're gonna build a shelter. Tells you the time required it's gonna take it. You can rotate the structure, you can place it anywhere you want. But this is gonna enable us to build more, house more people and increase the size of our camp. And then we just assign the appropriate person that we're gonna start, and they'll start their progress. Again, that's under the build menu. Near the workbench, you can actually repair weapons if you have the correct resources. Just by loading in, assigning the person, loading the items in there, and clicking repair. By building the social room, that gives you access to a lot of extra features as far as automation in settlers, structures, defensive walls, bunkers, as you grow out the progress tree. One thing I will mention during the recording of this video, I've had 3 crashes. So it is early access. The devs are aware and they are working on a fix to address those, but the game is buggy. It does crash. But so far I've had a really good time of learning all the different aspects of building the survivability of the base camp, unlocking all the features, and I'm looking forward to going out and exploring this apocalyptic world that these folks have been subjected to. So the game does give you, once you build that we're at the first station, it's going to give you a blueprint. We can put that in there and we can click research. And I've already assigned a resource and she'll run over there and start to research that blueprint. So the blueprint actually unlocked the canteen. And now we have a new feature. We can build a new function or workstation called the canteen for preparing food and meals. So we'll place that right away. So that concludes our first looks at the Survive the Fall. Hopefully these sets of tips and tutorials, and I didn't just make all this up or learn it automatically on my own. The tutorial actually leads you through step by step to do everything that I just covered in the video. Hopefully, if you are a fan of this type of genre of RPG and survival with a text-based story, some cutscenes, it's definitely something you'll look into. I would, however, recommend waiting for the patch the developers are working on with the frequent crashes. It's having to save the game every 2 to 3 minutes without losing too much progress has been a little bit annoying. It's even during the video. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If it's helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Give me some feedback. If you want to see future videos on this and some gameplay, you can look for me on Twitch, or also I might do additional coverage on YouTube. Definitely something that's fun for me. It fits right into the niche of these types of games that I play. So having said that, thank you for watching again, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.